Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. You are now tuning in to episode 37 of the Off the Menu podcast. I am your friend, your host, Key, here with my brothers, my co-host, Moose.
Hello.
And Tay. And a special guest, a very special guest. Gotta wait for this drop. Morgan, aka Motivation, entrepreneur, brand owner, go-getter, going crazy.
Oh, shoot. Welcome in.
Thank you.
Going crazy. What's good, brother? How are you?
Chilling, man. The hospitality's real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always, before I forget, we got IT technical support, Sifu Ying in the back going crazy.
I should always just remove my headphones when you do that.
I know.
It always scares me for some reason. I get jumpy.
That one actually hit me different. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, this is an effect.
The alcohol.
Yeah, it is alcohol.
okay.
I'm not drinking. What are you talking about, man?
You didn't have a drink?
I didn't have it all
He's saving
yet.
himself. He's saving himself for this weekend.
Whatever's in this Super Saiyan cup is only for me to know.
Just some lemonade.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Special lemonade.
Arnold Palmer.
Like Boo Boo said, episode 37. Thank you, Mo, for being here. Organized movement.
you.
Yes, bro. Thank you for being here. Thank you,
thank
brother.
you.
Long time coming, too. We've been waiting for you to get
sure.
on this pod,
Yeah.
honestly.
For sure.
You're always showing love to us, bro. So we always, we want to just have you on.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate
Just highlight you a little bit, go through your journey. I wanted to talk about the first time we met. We were doing a pop-up at Sugar House
Sugar House in front of the house.
Oh,
in front of Douse.
The first or second one?
The second one, I
Oh.
believe it was
No
closer.
way.
It was closer to when I did $1 and a
Oh,
drink.
okay. The second one then.
But I remember Mo. I didn't know you at the time. But
It was
you-
outside.
It was outside. It was
okay.
outside in the pop-up, and you walked up to me and you were like, "Bro, I really want to work with you." And you were like, "Can I give you my number or something?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, for sure." And you put your phone number in my phone, and that was that until I did $1 and a dream at my first off days drop. You came through and you bought a shirt, and I remember we took a picture on the Polaroid that we had because my girl was taking
that
Polaroids.
Polaroid wall.
You wrote motivation on it.
Yes,
I still have the pic. I think we're gonna have it right here. Somewhere.
Time
It's always in the
that.
middle, actually. So you point down, I point up.
Oh,
Be right here.
but yeah, bro.
On their face.
That was like the first time we ever linked, and I just remember hitting you up, and you were like, "Bro, just come to my spot. I do screen printing and shit in the backyard of my house." And that was like the first time we actually met.
For sure.
And you had like a screen print spot set up in like your grandpa's shed or something.
Yeah.
Had all the whole shits going on. You were doing it's what you wear. Is that
Yep.
what it was called?
Yep. That's what it was when I first started.
Yeah. I remember
Started
you
off
had
as
like
a joke. My dad made it up. Just a
okay.
dad joke, and I was
Damn.
like, you know what?
Yeah.
Might as well use it.
And one thing that I remember from back then that caught my attention was you did like this Marvin the Martian.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
you got like a cease and desist letter
From
or
Warner
something.
Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
Wow.
It was just like
Yeah.
a warning before the full cease and desist, but it was like,
Yeah.
hey, you can't make these and sell these.
Yeah.
Because all I did was like do a Marvin the Martian and then put like a hoodie and like vest on him. Because I was like, my
Yeah.
thing at the time was like, I really like
He
vests.
was like shooting out like
yeah,
the
he was
flag.
shooting a gun, his like ray gun, and it said, it's what you wear. But
Yeah.
they didn't like
I
that.
remember that. I actually do
Yeah.
remember that.
That's when like my digital printer was dying out and I started screen printing.
Yep. That's when I like fully caught on to you, and then I like went over to the spawn. I was like, okay, this is dope.
Yeah,
Do you
dude.
still have
going
one of
crazy.
those tees?
I don't know, somewhere.
If you
I'm
dig
sure I
one
do.
out, because I collect Looney Tunes
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like I'm all
Big
about
fan
that.
of-
I definitely
Yeah.
found some of those stickers recently, and I was like, "Yo, I put them away." Because I also did a Pinky in the Brain one, but I didn't really
Yeah.
like go forth with dropping it. So
Good thing Warner Brothers. They'd be out for
yeah.
But let's go ahead and get into it. We always start off the question to our guests, like, who are you and what do you do?
My name's Mo. I go by Mo. My name is Morgan, but I also go by Motivation because I feel like everybody needs it. And I've always just been like a very positive person and like
Always.
really outgoing, you know, and like been
Yeah.
able to talk to damn near anybody,
Yeah,
you know, and
for
connect with
sure.
anybody. But I feel like being able to have it's almost like a different alias, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm able to be Mo, Motivation, Morgan.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I told you when you asked me, like, what do I introduce you as? Whatever, man. You know, whatever it is to you, what you know me as.
No, for sure. You were always that guy. When I first followed you on Instagram too, you were doing like Monday motivations and like always with the positivity, bro.
Yeah.
Shout outs to you for that for sure. Bro.
I just feel like it's a practice, you know, a daily practice, everyday practice.
Yeah, almost like an affirmation type thing.
For
huh?
sure.
Yeah.
It's
Only
good to
words of
see.
affirmation.
Like honestly, like people need to at least like they're scrolling on the stories. They need to see like one good thing a day.
For
and
sure.
You definitely
That's,
bring
dude,
it.
that's
too.
exactly what it is. When I like realistically, it's when I had Snapchat. That's what it was. Really started to embody
Going
more of
crazy,
it. I just started like doing positive stuff because it was really personal.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have it now, but I heard there's like you're getting paid for all sorts. It's like TikTok in a
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
It's all
yeah.
evolved, kind of similar to
Yeah,
TikTok.
for
but
sure.
but yeah, that's like really kind of how I also embodied it. Everyone's like, I love this.
Yeah.
Because it's like not everyone just would be truthful. You know, I'd learn something, I would want to share it. You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like I embodied it a little bit.
Definitely, bro. We talked a little bit about it. When I had first met you, you did have a brand called It's What You Wear. Tell us more about that and why you decided to move away from that and rebrand into organized movements.
Yeah. So actually, what we did is my buddy Zach Ivy. He also makes
Shout
music.
out Zach Ivy
Yeah,
one
shout out
time. That
Zach
boy go
Ivy.
crazy.
Yeah. So he's been my friend for years, man, and he saw me just grinding. I was making merchandise for him and a few other people. And that's kind of was my goal with It's What You Wear. Is I wanted to make stuff for people just so I could also make what I wanted to make. But it got to a point where like with It's What You Wear, I dropped a shirt. It was like the World Is Yours t-shirt. And I dropped it with like a balloon and like some other stuff, but just very inspirational, you know. And,
Yeah. You did the little video. You were handing out balloons and shit. I remember.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Going crazy.
But around that time, that's when like Zach was like, yo, we need to like really like jump on this. And I was only screen printing and like digital printing a little bit at the time. My digital printer was giving me a lot of problems, but we decided to start our own brand, like lifestyle brand, not custom apparel. So I realized like we kind of need to split that to where we can like drop stuff on a website and online, and then we also have a business for doing custom apparel for other people, you know.
Yeah.
And actually, Zach was the one who came up with the name of Organized Movements.
Okay.
So he called me one day, like we were talking about it. We've been trying to like come up with all these ideas, you know, different names. And Zach called me one day. He's like, dude, I just saw a moving truck. And he said, let us help you move organized. He goes, but organized movement sounds so dope.
Damn.
He's like, I waited like an hour to call you. He's like, I kept saying it to myself. And at first I was like, nah, you know, we had like 4 other options like in our notes or whatever, you know. And I was like, no. I think I called him like maybe an hour, 2 hours later. I was like, yeah, I think that's it, bro. Like, that shit's sick, you know?
Yeah,
like,
no, for
it's what we're
sure.
trying to do, you know? Because he also has a record label called Get It Right Records. And so it's like, you know, get it right, WRITE, you know?
Right.
We're just trying to like be better people every day, you know, be a better us each day. So it's like,
Always.
it only made sense. Organized movements, move organized, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure, bro.
That's
I
kind of
think
how
it's
it comes
dope.
about, though. Like
Yeah.
when you're making a name, I
sure.
remember ours. We were talking about more about nothing. Well, like we were trying to come up with the name for weeks, right? And then all of a sudden we're at a Thai restaurant. He's like, I think I got it, and then he wrote it down, like on a napkin, probably. He passed it over
Always.
to me. He's like, more about nothing. I was like, I think that's it, man. That's
Yeah.
the one. So
That's
it's pretty
so
crazy to
sick.
hear your story too, because it feels like that same emotion almost.
Yeah. And it's just like, I think I love it so much because it was already just what we were doing. You know, we were trying to just really get articulate because you got to do that with the business. You know what I mean?
Right.
You get it.
Yeah.
You know, you're building this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get organized and you got to make those right movements and
Right.
stay always in motion. You know, it's the
Always.
consistency no matter what, even if you're failing, you know, time after time, it's like that stuff like really sharpens you, you know, it
Yeah.
organizes your movements. So it just only made sense, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a dope name.
Yeah.
You guys play with the O and the M
Yeah.
quite a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you got
I
the
fuck
hat,
with
dude. That shit's fucking
that. Yeah,
think-
that
sick.
shit goes crazy
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, we dropped a couple of these, not many.
Yeah.
I got astronaut too. I got friends that have like a New Era account, and he's just like, yeah, you probably shouldn't. I don't want it to affect me. I was like, yeah, no worries, I get it, because we're just super connected. So
For sure.
And I actually wanted to ask you too, with the, just like, what was your inspiration wanting to make clothes in the first place? Like from
Man.
even starting, It's What You Wear in the backyard. Like, what made you even want to like make stuff?
honestly, I think I've always loved like clothes and fashion. And before all that, I think it was high school. I worked at Zoomies. I worked at Zoomies for like a year and a half, almost 2 years, before I thought I was making a smart life decision and moving out of state. But yeah, I worked there and I just loved it so much. And I met so many good people in that time, like literally friends that are just still my best friends to this day, you know, even that were people that were customers that are best friends to this day. Like my barber, I met at Zoomies, you know?
That's dope.
So it's just like experiencing that. I wanted to like recreate that. And I think I just always loved that, you know? And so besides the clothes, it's the experience. It was the interaction. It was, you know, I remember the events we would have at Zoomies. It was just that, you know, that skate shop experience, making skateboards for kids and shit, you know? Just, I mean, we're not necessarily a skate brand, but I would love to be able to do that again, you know what I mean? Or implement that, you know, because it's just like, dude, skateboarding connects everybody across the world.
Yeah,
like,
it's so crazy.
Really?
So diverse.
Yeah. It's like we are starting to do that as well. We started to build a little skate team for our brand.
Yeah.
We have our little cousin. He's our nephew. He's our brand ambassador, and he's building his little team together.
Shout out to AJ one time.
And we had
crazy.
one of my dad's best friends from elementary. My dad taught him how to skateboard, and so it used to be like folklore. Like my dad would tell us these stories about him falling over beds and stuff. We never believed him as his kids, right? And then dude, I love, even to this day, I watch all the skate stuff. I watch SLS. I watch the Olympics, the X Games, like. It's just the culture between clothing, like hip hop and like skateboarding. It meshes so well.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And that's the same thing with hip hop. Like bringing up hip hop. Like I went on a tour with Zach. So Zach Ivy, we went on a tour. Our first tour with Zion I, and that was life changing. Doing the merchandise, because that's pretty much what I was doing, helping the merchandise load in and load out and so on and so forth. And like that experience, I think it was like 2 weeks. But doing all that, I was like, yo, like that's that shit. You know? Like that's the experience. What I want to do, you know? Even though we kind of got the butt end on some of the things on the tour, like we just made the most of it, you know?
Of course.
And then we got called on a second tour. We went out with Master Ace, which is a huge artist, like dope ass OG, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And yeah, dude, just that experience again. It's just like, yo, I want to keep creating that. That's like also why I've enjoyed making clothing so much, because it's every drop, you know, people don't want to just buy it online. People want to come meet up in person. Like, you know, it's like, that's the cool part about having the store that we have right now, you know?
For sure, bro.
It's that in-person interaction. It's like that similar vibe. So,
I feel like you've always been like business minded, right?
For sure.
You've always had that in you. You know why I say that is because I pulled up to my dentist one time and I walk out to go into my appointment. And I see this fool on a lawnmower. I see this fool on a lawnmower. Damn. This fool used to have his own landscaping business, right? Going crazy.
That's sick.
What made I did that after It's What You Wear. I called it It's What You Need.
Damn. That's crazy, bro.
Hey, yo, I ran it up, dude. It was dope. I only did a season and a half pretty much. And yeah, we did really well. I was able to just do that, and then I had someone offer to buy the business. I sold the business. It was
shit.
That's crazy.
So that's tight, man.
So is that the reason why you like dove super deep into the clothing stuff?
For sure.
Just, like sold off the business.
Yeah, that was for sure. I also at that time it was kind of crazy. The place I was living at was like, I've grown up there my whole life. It was my grandma's house. My brother bought it after she passed, and like we lived in it. Anyways, my brother kicked me out. So it kind of like I had to like move my business. I had to move myself, you know. So in that whole like transition of moving, like I had to get a warehouse that was like 10 times what we were actually paying, you know. So like everything we had like built up almost like from us getting forced to kind of move out of that, it made us grow. It made us like evolve. That's why we ended up with the store that we have.
Right.
Because my goal wasn't to open a store. I'm not even going to lie. Like I was just trying to continue to make clothing for people. That was like my focus. That's why we expanded the shed that you first saw. We expanded it to like double the size, and like we bought an embroidery machine during the pandemic, like right before the pandemic. And like, that's probably the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Seriously.
The best thing I've ever purchased.
It's a big investment too.
It was like 18 grand, maybe 20 grand. I got a little bit of help with my parents, you know, but I was able to get that. And in like 3 months, we were able to kind of like more than double it up.
Of course.
You know? And so just like
it's a big ass machine.
Never experienced that in my life. Shout out to Lonely Ghost, because they were my first account for real.
Oh yeah.
dope.
I remember
Crazy.
seeing that when you posted it on IG, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like you fucking loved that.
Dude,
Yeah.
cool. So cool. Like
Mhm.
that was the coolest experience, you know?
Yeah.
Being able to get told that they sold out of what they dropped before we could finish making it.
Was it the
That's sick.
get home? Text me when you.
Nah, it was
that one?
the Self Love Club.
Okay.
Yeah, Self Love Club. It was their
dope.
Valentine's drop. And if I'm not mistaken, they actually had a cease and desist for that as well.
Oh really?
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Damn.
Can we
So
say
I
Just
remember
things
me-
that you work on, huh?
I remember, I remember delivering another order after that and seeing tons of the hoodies, and because they were like, yeah, they sold out, but then they were like, like, yo, we couldn't send them out to our people. We had to refund everybody or something like that.
way.
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
Damn.
just because like the font and like the quote and all that was, I guess, already registered. And
Trademark,
Trademark.
copyright.
That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing. That's like my biggest worry for anything that we do, because some things that we want to do are like, it's just too
Do it.
close.
Do it.
I know we
Do
actually
it.
we're not gonna release anything
Shut
yet,
up.
but shit.
I got one from Carhartt too.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
on the most recent stuff.
So when we kind of backtracked to what we were talking about a second ago is when I got forced out, kind of like to find a spot. The only place I could find, and it sounds extreme, but dude, like during the pandemic, there was like no warehouses available. There was like none of that, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just so hard. I found this warehouse that was by Chinatown Market.
Bro,
That spot right
I
there.
remember.
It was a big spot.
Yeah.
It used to be Liberty Deli.
Yep. I used to
Okay.
work in that bitch.
Oh
no way.
Yeah,
dude. Oh,
Liberty
yeah,
Deli.
you were
I used to
telling me
work
that.
in there, bro.
I forgot.
the fuck?
forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that spot, I landed that spot, dude. Shout out to the landlord Caesar. Like he was super cool guy, old dude. Like, he was just trying to get his money out of it, you know. And like,
Yeah.
I really had the fire in me,
Yeah.
you know, because like I always have, you know. I'm all through whatever the hell I go through, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I'll make it out. Like
Of course.
it's just gonna make me stronger. It's gonna, you know, empower me more. And so, going through getting that place, dude, like that was $5,000 a month almost.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
Oof.
I went from paying $800 a month to living and having a business to $5,000 a month just for a warehouse.
Right.
You know, and Caesar honestly saved me because I signed a 5-year lease, bro,
Mhm.
with him, and because I was so confident in us, I was like, we got this. 5 years is nothing. We're gonna,
Right.
you know, 10 times our business again, like we
Yeah.
did already. You know, because we also bought a 3-head machine. We flew out
Mhm.
to Florida right before we got kicked out, and we bought a 3-head embroidery machine. And like that was my whole like stress about getting a new spot. I was gonna like, you know, wherever I moved, land my embroidery machine, but it was so big.
Right.
I had to get a spot. I had to get a spot for it to land, and it was just so hectic. That was all within a month. I had to do all this.
Damn.
Mhm.
And so like I ended up, getting that spot. It landed, and this building needed a lot of renovations for it
Bro,
to
you
be.
did so much. You did so much work to it too.
Man, this building needed a lot of renovations for it to be a business.
Yeah.
And I, not knowing how a business is fully ran in a sense, like this, I'm all self-taught, you know, like I'm
Of course.
YouTube University, like, you know, like
Yeah.
Shout out
whatever
to you.
whatever I can, like asking, you know, anybody that I think is a businessman in my eyes, like what
Mhm.
they would do, or, you know, whatever, you know, even my dad, like, and I forgot what I was even talking about just a second ago.
Talking about the warehouse and
Oh.
the embroidery.
Dude, with fuck, I forgot.
It's like
Oh,
all
that's
good.
my whole point. I
You had to
forgot.
ask advice to run how to run a business.
Oh, I was So
Yeah.
I was asking like whoever I could, like what do I do? What do I do? Like, well, you
Right.
gotta just make it work. That's all I got, you know. Like even
Right.
John Miller, he's like, dude, he's like, nobody cares, just get it done.
Right.
Like stop, because I even told him, I was like, I've been asking like people. He's like, stop asking people. He's
Yeah.
like, just get it done, just do it,
Right.
you know.
Hmm.
And so like, he's like, nobody fucking cares, keep working, you know, like. And that right there, like really, I was like, all right, like fuck it, like I gotta fucking make this shit work, you know. And that embroidery machine landing, I thought that we would be able to, I guess, sustain that building, but it didn't work out. Like it was, I put all this money into that building to just get told by the city that like, hey, you can't make clothing in there.
Right.
You have to only sell clothing. So they rezoned it right before we got in there.
Mhm.
And it was zoned for general retail and general retail only. And if you've noticed, that building has been renovated 3 different times since
Yeah.
I've been in it, and it's only been 2 years,
Yeah.
and it's had 4 different people in it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's almost impossible to do just general retail out of that building.
I hear South Salt Lake is like the worst. The worst. It's so old. The
Yeah.
city's so old.
It
So like the
really is.
buildings are all fucked up.
Yeah.
I just think that they don't have the right initiative.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of older folk that are in the office and in there, and
They kind of just don't understand.
I felt so uncomfortable going into South Salt Lake,
Yeah.
and I was like, "This is what I'm trying to do." And it's like, what do you do with clothing? How do you what? It was just like, I don't even know how to explain it to these guys. You know, like they don't understand. You know, I'm making stuff for people. So if you were to come to me, I would make your shirts for South Salt Lake. You know, like they didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to get out of that spot, you know, like Caesar again saved me, because like I would have been responsible for 5 years on a lease,
Right.
you know, and just being able to get out of that, break that lease. Cam at Uprock, he was like, "Yo, I don't know if this space will work for you,
Right.
but we have this space and it's like retail." And it was literally a quarter of the space. Well, it was about the same space I started in.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, you know what? Like, let's give it a shot. Let's go look at it. It was like right on State Street,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like right in the cut. I was like, yo, that's a dope spot.
Yeah,
you know, it's
it
like almost a
is.
dream spot, you know, because it was
Right.
fully remodeled,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and like it had all this dope lighting, just everything, you know.
Yeah.
And it was hard to say no,
Right.
because it was also very, very cheap at the time, right before rent went up in a sense, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But getting that spot, we started embroidering out of there. I was like, okay, we can maybe do like a fans type vibe.
Yeah.
And so that was like another thing, was trying to split organized movements from my custom apparel. It almost started to merge again,
Yeah.
where people like didn't understand there was two different things. It's like
Right.
some of my clients would tag organized movements thinking it's like, oh, that's who's making our clothes. I'm like, it's a lifestyle brand.
Yeah, that one's a tough one.
You know, it's the split. And so that's been like a challenge, to be honest, to have that split.
Yeah.
Where it's like I do make clothes and have a lifestyle brand where I want, like, you know, people to enjoy what we're creating and also involve themselves, you know, get organized, you know, live a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. But then I also want to have that other side of, this is where I make your stuff.
Right.
You know?
That's crazy.
And so that's kind of crazy, because I've been going to Uprock for years. When they were at the old building,
Mhm.
I've
Same.
probably been going for like 12 years now.
Yeah.
And it was crazy when he told us to go to the first pop up you guys threw there together.
Yeah. Shout out to you for that. Buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like,
Always,
just
bro.
come through. And then I was like, okay. And then I was like, where's it at? He goes, Uprock? I'm like, what the fuck? Because I
It's
never
so
actually
dope.
walked to the other side of that where your
sure.
part is at. And I would always just, go buy my stuff, whatever I needed. And then when I went over there, I was like, this is kind of crazy. I've never been on this side of the wall. And I didn't even know there's a barber shop in there. Like, Uprock's so big, but so
Yep.
small. Like, it's
For
so
sure.
crazy.
Yeah, I used to go there when I was a kid too, and like I never knew there was really that room. Like
Yeah.
I remember seeing it maybe once or twice. Like it was another store at one point called like Haven or something.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
Haven.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like there was no one ever really in it. It was always really.
I remember
empty
you
and
used to
stuff.
always tell me about Uprock.
But
Going to
Uprock
get your
was popping.
supplies
Yeah,
there
always.
and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Zach, that's where Zach first ever performed, bro. That's what's crazy. It
Wow.
almost came like full circle, bro.
Yeah, that is.
Like,
They
you
do
know,
a
we
lot.
ended up at Uprock because Uprock was also a really good client of us already. You know, they were getting beanies and ski masks, all sorts of stuff, you know, embroidered.
Mhm.
And yeah, dude, like that just, it came full circle being in that spot,
Of course.
you know.
Maybe losing that spot was a blessing. In
It was.
disguise.
Oh, dude, it was. You know, it taught me so much. Don't invest into
course.
what you don't know.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And sometimes there's things that happen that you can't control, though. You know, it's like you just got to go through it.
Well, a lot of business owners have those kind of stories, and you went way deep in it, dude. You're
Yeah,
you're in
for
the
sure.
trenches, so that's a really good experience, even though it's fucking scary. I'm sure.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I like I said, you got to go through those moments, those lows and those highs, and just grow
Always.
through it.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy.
Grow
that-
through what you go through.
It's kind of crazy because remember, in like 2019, we were thinking about getting a warehouse as well for
Yeah.
more about nothing.
very
Yeah,
true.
100%.
We were, honestly, I was like every day I was meeting different people, different realtors, just to go find a different warehouse. And I was like, man, this is gonna work for us. Like, there's no way we can sustain and like,
It's too big.
yeah,
All of
like,
them were too fucking big.
too big, or like
Yeah.
just didn't have the stuff that you would need to,
For sure.
like air conditioning,
Yeah.
heat, all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Went through it.
yeah,
I checked, dude, man. I went and viewed closets almost, you know, like I looked, dude, high and low, you know, like I even asked the dude. I was like, "Can I put a shed on your property?" And then I thought about it. I was like, "That's not a smart idea because then he like almost owns the shed." You know? It's like
exactly.
when I moved after like having that warehouse, when I moved my house, I did build a shed in my backyard, and I initially planned to move everything into that shed, but it was so small.
Yeah.
It was not gonna. I got it powered and everything. It was not gonna work.
Especially for that machine. That machine is like
Yeah,
10 feet, 15 feet.
about
Yeah,
I'd
that
say
bitch was
10
big.
feet. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
big
bitch was
one.
big.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you go to that level, even this room couldn't hold something like that, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's. I don't even think the floor could hold it. You know, like
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
it delivered.
Yeah.
Because that thing like takes like 4 or 5 people, maybe 6 people to lift. You know, that's
Damn.
a heavy one.
Fuck, it's a heavy fucking machine.
I've moved that thing twice, 3 times now.
Oh, you're sick. I would have just sold that bitch, bro.
I tried.
Oh,
I tried. It's all right though. It's made me more money in the long run.
Of
It's been a
course.
blessing, dude. You know,
for
like
sure, bro.
so grateful for it.
Yeah.
The worst thing about that machine, I think, when I first got it, it had something wrong with it when they sent it to us, factory defect or
fuck.
whatever, right? And we didn't know, and we used it for some time, but then it started to like
Give
progressively be a problem,
Mm-hmm.
and we had to fly a dude out, get it fixed,
Oh
and
my
like
god.
luckily like they paid for the first trip, but then I had to do it again.
out.
That's the only downside with like having like, you know, equipment like this.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, it costs and it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of annoying.
Was it
you
a
know?
part or was it like a software issue?
Say like a bent part in a sense, like,
Oh,
you know,
fuck.
like just something that's got to be physically fixed and changed that,
Damn.
you know, they couldn't do over FaceTime.
But
Like,
the sheer size
some-
of it too, they're just like, okay, we
Yeah.
got to look into this.
yeah,
and
they
see what's up.
exactly what else could be wrong. And yeah,
Right.
dude, just like a motor on a car, you know, it's
Mhm.
like,
Of course.
man, a headache though, because you don't got like a tech out here in Utah. Utah don't have a whole lot of it, you know.
Right.
We don't have places you can go buy wholesale clothing or
Yeah, dude.
manufacturing products, or we don't really have any manufacturers out
Mhm.
here,
Yeah.
realistically.
Yeah, I've been around some big like screen printing machines. They're a bit older
There's big
ones
ones
from
out here.
2000, and then you can't find help for those. You got to
Yeah.
fly people out and
Yep.
get them fixed. So,
That's exactly right.
and I don't even want to think about it. That stuff stresses me out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
be honest, that's why I kind of pulled back from screen printing.
Mm-hmm.
So I did sell my screen
Ah.
print equipment. That's what helped me buy the other embroidery machine.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I was just like, you know what, like. I got tired of messing up in a sense because like I was in a little shed. Sometimes my heating wasn't correct,
Right.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
I got tired of just like people like, hey, yo, this washed out or this wasn't.
Yeah, all those
You
things
know,
gotta be
and
on
it
point,
happens. Like
too.
it still
Yeah.
happens to this day, to be
Right.
real. You know, those mess ups happen with embroidery. Those messes,
Yeah.
you know, it sucks, but it's like that happens. You know,
Right.
What we used to say, it's like it's a human job. Like a
Yeah,
machine
yeah.
can't do this. So
Yeah,
when you ever get
exactly.
like any T-shirt, especially like screen printed tees, even embroidery, anything that's made from machine, they're still worked on by humans
Yep.
too.
Yep.
It like, and people don't know like with the screen printing, it's like off contact. Like you got to
Yeah.
set up the screens right, and the
So
fact
There's
that people
so much to screen printing. I hate it.
people can get it aligned. Like there's a lot of elements, so
Yeah,
it
it's
takes
true.
a lot of
Leave it to the
fucking work.
professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
You know,
real.
I partnered with a few professionals, and that's what's worked for me. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
they sell my services, I sell them their services, and we're one big happy family.
Yeah, good.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's one thing. You just got to focus on what you know
For
you
sure.
can do
for sure.
and just hand off.
I've
the
learned
other
that the
shit.
hard way, too.
Yeah. Yeah, you just got to just focus on what you can do and then let the other specialists take care of the
Facts.
of the other part for sure, bro.
Facts.
So was the process of learning how to use your machine pretty hard? Like,
Embroidery?
yeah,
Ah, man. Shout out to Zach for this one too, man. Like, dude, he literally, as soon as I bought that thing, he's like, I'm gonna be there every day. Like, not really, but like,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna be there every day I can. I'm gonna grind it out. And that's actually, like, I started to find a way to make him a wage. You know, being there, like, you get a percentage of this embroidery work. Let's
course.
work this out.
That's
you know,
good.
and dude, he was there every day. We what's funny is we learned how to use the machine before our training, and like our training, you know, since the warranty's already voided, you know, we're coma. But you know, we learned how to use the machine before our training because the training certifies it for, you know, your warranty. And it was funny because we're in this class, we're doing this over FaceTime with this lady, like 5 other people, and like we're already like have everything kind of embroidered and done almost, you know, and she's just like, oh wow, you guys already know it, great, like, you know, we were able to just like sign off and get back to work because we had already done like Lonely Ghost account at that time, like, you know, we did so much in like the first 2 months of having that machine, like,
Good.
and there's a lot of headaches still to it, like that needle breaks, thread breaks,
Yeah.
all the above.
Yeah.
This guy's learned a lot. You know, my boy over here, he's learned this last year. You know, it's been fun. You know, it's very productive, but sometimes it's like, dude, what is wrong?
Yeah,
running these things. Like, wish you could just tell me what's wrong with the machine. You know, like, because there's so many problems with it sometimes. You know.
Yeah, for real.
But I'm sure it gets easier every time.
I don't know, bro.
You would think a machine like that would be able to
no.
tell you. You know, it's like
I
error.
mean, some of it. When is your like? If you don't mind, like, when is yours from? Like,
Mine, I got a 2020 and a 20. Yeah, I got a 2020 and a 2021, I think.
oh yeah,
So
still
it's
new.
like-
Fuck it,
Oh, yeah,
guys.
yeah.
What the hell, man?
it just beeps at us. Sometimes it doesn't beep at all. You know,
Yeah.
gives us the silent treatment and it messes up a bunch.
It's,
whatever.
it's a lot to learn. It's a whole ass
It is,
fucking
man.
machine.
It's
Yeah.
a headache. It's also like, for instance, we have a client. We haven't worked with them for a little bit, but like they would bring us our Terex jackets and ask us to embroider on it. And I'm like, you know, it's like as confident as I am, dude. This
Yeah,
one
that's
jacket
crazy.
is like your whole bill.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
like
for
you know, because
reals.
I also like had to learn how to charge for it. You know, I had to like look around and
Yeah,
see
right.
prices and stuff, and
Mhm.
like start to realize like, yeah, I really got to get competitive a bit to keep in business. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what's crazy is that how busy we stayed with just like the business of word of mouth. That
Yeah.
right there,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
that
Yeah.
right there,
Gross.
like such a blessing. You know, being able to have that network
Mhm.
and people also like confidently love our work to refer us. You know, that's what's kept us alive still to this day. You know, like it's the referrals, it's the word of mouth.
That's really sick too, because you're one for the community. You're always like,
For sure,
always
support
shouting out
local,
people in the
support
community.
local.
Yeah.
Always.
100% support
Yeah.
local always, dude. That's you know, you keep the money in the community.
Mhm.
You know, it only boosts our community. So it's
Yeah.
like,
And with it doesn't sound like, when was your last like 9 to 5 job?
oh, dude, 6 years ago, I think. Backcountry warehouse.
Oh no way!
yeah.
sick.
It's funny. I was actually just talking to him about a reapply. Things have been slow, so it's like, you know,
Like we're
get
always
slow,
looking
you know?
for spots.
Yeah. Hey, yo, I know the manager over there at the warehouse, and he's just like, yeah, man. He's like, you could totally get hired on. We got new everything. He's like, new systems. The no hire thing's not a thing anymore. He's like, you're good. It's like, cool, dude.
What made you like want to step out of it, like a traditional 9 to 5 and do what you're doing now?
I think that I was like, we got so busy with embroidery.
Uh-huh.
Like me and Zach were like running up a bag.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
for
like
sure.
we were able to get some other accounts around that time, and
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Andrew Hutchins, man, Moby Thrift. That kid believed in me like no other. You know, he really pushed me to just get different work and keep going. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he got us a lot of accounts, Lonely Ghost account. We did a couple other accounts through him. So just shout out to that kid, dude.
Bro,
Like,
going crazy, man.
you guys ever heard of Moby Thrift?
Yeah,
I think I have.
that's funny.
He made the
'cause,
Princess Diana T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a guest on here, and his name is Brian Chow. He's a photographer.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
So he sends me, like, I'm not in the community, like I don't know a bunch of people that are coming up, and he just sends me people.
Oh yeah.
He's like, yo, you need this guy, you
This
need
guy.
this guy, and I went over and looked over his stuff, and I was like,
That's the
damn,
guy right
this
there.
is fire.
Mhm.
That's the guy right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah. Going
He
crazy.
is him.
Yeah, he is, dude.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
He
is
goes
him.
crazy, man.
For
He
sure.
goes
Every
super
time he's on this
crazy.
pod, I'm not on. But we did have brunch that one time, so that was really nice. So yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, so I've been working on like little clientele, trying to help us build, but also get people's stories out there in
course.
Utah. Because for people like me that started a business, didn't know anyone really, there was no stepping stones for me
For sure.
except for me to build my own. And then luckily with the team that we have, we were able
Yeah.
to just bounce off each other and build the team.
Yeah.
That
for
network,
sure.
that
Yeah.
strong network.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
with like him, like Boo Boo is killing it because like he's the hustler in the group. He knows
100.
everyone.
Going crazy.
He gets to know
Always.
everyone, right? And so
Mhm.
we get to have like time to sit down with people like you and
For
get to
sure.
learn and
Yeah.
start building the community. I think this is how we do it. And this
Dude,
is
you guys are doing a great job.
we're gonna
No,
thank you,
man.
you guys
Thank
got
you,
some
yeah.
legends on here
Yeah.
already, man.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm
for
honored
sure.
to be.
we are
on
like
here.
100% blessed to have them on here
Yeah,
too. 'Cause
yeah.
we were
Yeah.
we talk about it all the time. We're like, we can't believe we got these guys on.
Yeah.
the
It's
pod.
Yeah,
true.
bro.
Like every single
It's
one of our
true.
guests, it's like it's amazing to
Fire.
see.
Yeah, dude, I be watching all of it.
Oh hell yeah!
Thank you,
bro.
bro.
I
Thank
already
you.
know.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna call bullshit on you. You know, a hell ton of people.
No, I do know. See, that's the thing. I know a lot of people, but I don't know what they do.
Right.
True.
You know what I mean? Like I know, I've
Come in
known,
passing, you know, it's like-
I've known Manson. Like you watched the Manson.
Manson,
and
yeah.
I've known him for years through my cousin.
Okay.
And we used to kick in the basement, and then he opened a bar, and then he did other stuff. But outside of that, I didn't really know anything else that he
you know
did.
of them.
Yeah,
you don't
right.
necessarily know.
Everything's always surface level until
Yeah.
you like dive deep and like
100%.
chop it up with people.
Yeah.
and shit,
100%.
You know, because I didn't know you were fucking doing it embroidered, screen print, none of that shit until I like went and really like tapped in with you and like went to go see your setup and stuff.
I feel like that's like with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Don't like grasp it. And
Right.
he kind of my boy over here. Shout out to Dylan. Dylan, he really put in my perspective this last year. He's just like, I don't think people understand like what we have going on here and like how much you can really do, how much you can really create.
Right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
and even when you met me, like I was still doing a lot, and I wasn't accrediting myself, and I think it took a while, which is like, we're all our biggest critic,
Always, bro.
but it's like that, like being able to recognize it, and like yo, like that's a power. It can be a power,
Yeah, it really is, man. Recognizing it and then also getting people in to help where your strengths might be the best.
For
right?
sure. Exactly.
Always.
Exactly. So it definitely builds a team. That's why you guys,
Yeah,
got a sick ass team.
That's
here,
why we work.
Yeah.
Honestly, I tell everybody all the time, I was like, I couldn't do it alone.
For sure.
No way.
For sure.
'Cause I'm just Batman.
It
in my
definitely
room,
takes
bro.
a team, bro.
Yeah,
It takes a
100%.
team.
Especially with the operation that you're running, because I mean, you guys aren't even doing just embroidery anymore.
Yeah.
You're making like custom fucking, like you gave me like what, a water canister.
Yeah.
You're doing,
Yeah,
you're doing
laser engraved,
glasses
yeah,
now,
glasses.
and custom chairs and all this cool ass shit.
Yeah, like socks.
Socks.
Yeah,
and
all of it,
shit.
man.
Yeah.
Plushies, like
Yeah,
just
dude.
really everything you can think of,
Yeah,
carpet.
shout outs to
you know,
Hoodlum
like-
guys too. Those
Yeah,
fools
Hoodlum,
go-
that's the fam right there,
they
bro.
Go
That's
crazy
the
too,
fam.
They're
man.
doing good shit. They
Dude,
got the
yeah.
markers, dude. When they came out with their markers, I told them too. I was like, "That's fucking sick."
Yeah,
Good
bro.
job.
The
That's a
ink
good
bottle?
Dude, he
Yeah,
pushes
that
me
shit's-
so. I feel like I went
yeah.
so much harder this last year since I met him.
Yeah.
Like I was like, you know what? Damn, this bro is like dropping something once a month. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and he's selling out.
Yeah.
You know,
It's always
Yeah.
about
Killing it.
consistency. It doesn't matter how big or small you are, as long as you're consistent with
Yeah.
the shit. You can.
100%,
yeah, you
and that's
can
what it
always go
takes. Like that's
crazy.
what I said when we first got on here. I feel like is the consistency.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's gonna take falling over, fucking up, not getting it
Yeah.
exactly right. But
Right.
it's like as long as you're doing it, you have that motion, always
Yeah.
in motion.
Mhm.
You're good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, people need to realize that it's like you're gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
Like we just got to keep on moving forward
Yep.
because
Yep,
dude, I
gotta have
fuck up
that
all the
aim.
time.
Yeah.
No reason
Yeah.
at the well looking
Yeah.
back though, because that's why
Yeah.
you never look in your mirror.
It's
you
a-
always
it's a-
see what's behind you.
It's a part of the process too. Like
Yeah.
people really need to realize that because I see like my younger cousins, just like younger kids that I know, and then they want to do it, and I'm just
sure.
like, just do it.
Just do it.
because, Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's that step that I think is the hardest. Is
Yeah.
It's that getting over that self-critical,
Yeah.
all those
Yeah.
self-critical moments,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think that's why this conversation exactly is a very important conversation to have for our viewers to listen, because like if you don't get over being so self-critical, man,
Hold
you're
yourself
like,
back.
You're holding yourself back. Don't be afraid to fail. It's gonna happen. That's the best way to learn.
100%.
You gotta learn how to take your own initiative. That
Right.
was so funny because I have this conversation at least like once or twice a week. Someone will come to the house and then, how did you guys do it? What did you guys do in the beginning?
Yep.
Like what were you guys' obstacles? And I have to go like I'm about to write it down. I have and to a point where like I could just put up on a bulletin board like this is what I
Seriously.
did to get over everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's true because like people always have questions and like I know like how many artists do you know that are just so dope just
so
can't
many.
make it past the threshold because they're holding themselves back. You
So
know?
many.
Right?
So
and
many.
there's this the
And
community we have.
Sometimes, to be honest, it's not just them holding themselves
Yeah.
back; it's people around them.
Yeah, exactly.
Very true.
It's like that, and it's crazy as it seems. Like I feel like this last year and the year before that have been a really hectic like year with my relationships wise. Like I've
course.
strengthened a lot of my relationships, but I've also like a lot of relationships have come to an end. People have weeded
course.
themselves out, and
Yeah.
that shit right there that builds a lot
It's
of
the
character.
process, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The process
A lot of
elimination.
character.
Right.
It's
You
definitely
will
really
lose the
hard.
people along the way though.
Yeah,
You know, like
100%.
Always.
and it's because
keep up.
you always just gotta realize that whatever you're doing, some people just want to jump onto your boat while you steer and you captain it,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
We've had the
Yeah.
same conversation the last couple of weeks about people using other people and that's how they want to make it through, and then they're gonna
Doesn't work
use
that
that
way.
to elevate themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't work that way.
because eventually
Yeah.
when you start doing it by yourself, you're gonna realize how hard it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I did it. I started with some homies back in the day. Like really, like this. I want to do it with you guys. Like and like I was the only one doing it.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
like
That's how it
other day,
always
like
goes.
all the
Yeah.
little bit of money I had. Like I think I bought like a $2,000 digital printer. I put all this money into this little printer, and like I think we got maybe 100 shirts out of that thing, but I turned that 100 shirts, and I did sell that printer again for the money I paid for it. But
Hell yeah, tell them.
I was able to, make some more money and get a better printer and move up.
It's the
Even those people I was
going.
with, they didn't have a hand in none of it. They weren't
Right.
doing any of the work, like.
I
Yeah.
can't.
How it is,
I
dude.
can't help but reference it. But you guys remember that kid's story about the hen making the bread? Nobody remembers that. Oh my god! So so the hen making the bread, right? The hen is making the bread, and then she's like, "Hey, you want to help?" And then like, "Nah. You want to help?" Nah. And at the end, she's eating the bread. It's like, "Can we have some?" And then she's all like, "Nah, next time you got to help me." And then everybody ended up helping her at the end.
That makes sense.
Maybe you told the story different.
Well, I think
I know the
was-
story.
Yeah, I
but you
think
said
a
hand
little-
making the bread, and I just imagine a hand making
Just a hand.
My bad. The chicken making
Hen.
the bread.
You said a hen?
She's a
He
hen.
said a hand.
I thought. I swear to God, I was imagining.
I was thinking this.
I was imagining.
Nessie, help me out. Put that in post.
I feel like I heard the story too, but it's a little twisted.
I was like, I know the story, but I was imagining floating hands making bread.
I'm gonna stop talking right now. Go on.
That's crazy.
Good reference. Good reference.
yeah.
You know, 'cause
We almost there.
You do. You
Yeah.
gotta stick to yourself. If no one's gonna help you, you gotta do it by yourself. It's the best way to get it done. That's
It
it.
only takes one to set that example. Of
Exactly.
Like, okay, and
Yeah.
build that bridge so that everyone can go over.
That's
it.
something I never thought I'd be as a leader, bro.
Right.
Like I always just like kind of bounce around from friends and like just like I didn't never think about none of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Right.
now, like
It's crazy.
it's inspiring people, being told I'm inspiring people, and just like
It's a crazy
being
thing,
inspired by
right?
that. You know,
Yeah.
dude, it's a beautiful feeling, bro.
I would have never thought we would be doing that too.
Yeah,
we
bro.
we
I
hear
know.
it all the fucking time, and
100%.
I'm like, whoa, that's
100%.
crazy.
It's awesome
because
to
it's
see.
motion, bro.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
have aim,
Right.
Yeah.
always in motion, no matter what it is.
Always.
You
That's-
live in it, bro. You
Yeah,
live the
yeah.
movement
Every
so shit.
day, bro.
Yeah.
It's like that's all I do. It's I feel like some people don't understand. It's like I'm always making clothes. Like,
Yeah.
and I sometimes don't realize. I'm like, damn, I'm so grateful for this.
Yeah.
Like I lose myself sometimes where I'm like, oh, like I'm tired of seeing this damn logo. Like,
Yeah.
it's
No,
so
that's
gross.
true.
It's like, but at the same time, it's like that's what makes everything
Yeah.
happen.
When the work is done, right?
Yeah,
And it's like
yeah.
all said and done. It's like, wow, we
Yeah.
did that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Fucking
Yeah,
did that
dude.
shit.
That's we just did some stuff for shout out to For All. They're a golf
Mhm.
brand, a women's golf brand, and like they started embroidering with us. Like they started their
Mhm.
brand with us,
Yeah.
and they've blown up, dude.
Yeah.
They're big, and we just did another job for them, and like their stuff's like at a quality where it's like we cannot mess up.
Right.
It's going out
At
to
this point, right.
high end golf courses and stuff. So it's
Mhm.
like that stuff pushes us, makes us
Yeah.
sharper. you
That
know?
comes with
That's-
elevating though, because you gotta
Mhm.
you gotta elevate the quality, you gotta elevate the mindset, you gotta like just keep going
That was
with it.
that was kind of like with the Usher job.
yeah.
Shout out to John Stan for this, dude.
Yeah.
John Stan, real one. Hope you guys get him on here.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
We're
Is it
working on
working
the
on-
moves right
Yeah.
now.
I'll let him know.
Yeah.
Like
That's
he's
so-
such
it's
a
funny,
good
though.
dude. Such a
Yeah.
good dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We brought it up last week. We were just talking before we did the podcast with Manson, and she was like, "You ever think about working with John Stan? Maybe get him on the podcast?" And I was like, "That'd be cool." And like I never thought about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that night he texts us after the Manson podcast, "Yo, we need John Stan." And then
Yeah, he's-
now
bro.
you're
be
bringing
with
it
it,
up.
bro.
And it's crazy. Not even like an hour later, someone hits us up and like, "Bro, I can get you guys John Stan."
Yeah.
on." And I was like, "Bro,
It's-
what the fuck?"
We did.
I
we
didn't know how
crazy.
that happened.
He's
We-
such a dope
Yeah.
dude, bro.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
such a dope dude.
He's he's for the people too. The way
Yeah.
his growth was so crazy because it's like one day he's doing collaborations. He doesn't collaborate with a lot of local people
for sure.
Yeah.
and then one day he's doing a collaboration with Manson. They did the Palace hat, and then
Yeah.
boom. After that, he took off. He's like
Yeah.
NBA teams doing all this crazy stuff, and I was like, "That's crazy." He's like from New York, right, or something like
Yep.
that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he
That's
moved
crazy.
to Utah to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he's got a place out there too. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, but he
Yeah.
kind of
No,
goes back and forth. But
he's
yeah, that
everywhere.
dude.
Yeah,
I'm
He was
so
just,
I'm so glad he gave us the opportunity he gave us. Because
Yeah.
that also I feel really elevated us in a very short time.
Yeah.
We grew up quick.
Mhm.
It only takes one.
Yeah, dude.
And then
Literally.
Yeah.
throws you out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's
funny, we
crazy
say it
though?
every
What's
week.
crazy is after that job we did with John Stan, it was probably our slowest period. We're just like getting over that like slow hump. It definitely like slowed down out of nowhere. And we're like, where'd everybody go?
Yeah.
Where's all the work? Like crickets.
Mhm.
It's crazy, bro. How it comes in waves.
yeah. Do you feel like it comes with season then? Because
Yes, especially in the clothing industry. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But to be honest, like I do feel I'm like I need to get out and network more. I've been so hands on in the business,
Working.
you know,
Going crazy.
and like, you know, a lot of the physical labor gets done by my boy Dylan over here, you know, and Zach.
Shout out to
you know,
Dylan.
Yeah, hell yeah,
Dylan's
bro.
here, like,
Going crazy.
he really be, dude, if it wasn't for him, especially right now, me being out with one hand, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, if it wasn't for him, nothing would be getting done.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
gears wouldn't be turning at the moment. So, but realistically, it's helped me kind of take a step back and do a little bit more work on the outside.
Yeah.
But still, dude, it's hard wearing every hat, you know, doing every
Yeah.
job.
It's true, man.
You know,
Yeah.
customer service here, customer service there. You know,
Someone's got to do it.
quoting this person, talking to this
Yeah.
person, following up. You know, it's
It's true, man.
a lot of mental focus, and my ADHD don't help sometimes.
Sometimes it does help too, though. For you to be able to put on that many hats is just like,
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Definitely blessed.
No,
for
it's
it.
true, man. I think someone in the business has to do it, right?
For sure.
Someone has to be there doing it,
100%.
making sure everything is moving. But I'm glad that you do have the help that you do,
Yeah.
and giving you a time to step
Yeah.
away to focus on the other things like networking and things like that.
100%.
So keep it up, bro. Don't let the record reflect, man. You guys are doing like really cool things.
We got it in motion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You guys are moving. You guys are like, you're very consistent on socials and just moving around. So even if it doesn't correlate into business all the time,
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna come back. It's
100%.
always full circle,
It's definitely
you know?
what I keep reminding me and him of. It's just like
Yeah.
because we also live together now, so it's like
Okay.
Yeah.
we always waking up and breathing it and eating it. It's just like,
Yeah.
dude, nobody wants it as much as us.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
exactly.
Nobody wants it more
Yeah.
than us.
Yeah.
You know, we're hungrier than everybody.
Yeah, and it sounds like you have the right people around you,
100%,
bro.
yeah.
You know, so keep that shit up,
Yep.
man. Keep them close to you.
yeah, when the circle's the size of a dot, that's when it's the best too, though.
Hell yeah. I like that quote, dude. I'm not to steal that.
A nice little tight
Yeah.
circle.
We put it on a
Shit.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
You're gonna send the order embroidered to him, and he's like,
I'll send
"Hey,
you
I
a quote
remember this
tomorrow."
quote."
I'll send you a quote tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Get it read for me.
That's crazy.
He said, put it on a t-shirt.
What do you think Salt Lake City and Utah needs as a whole in terms of growing the city's potential in creativity
Man.
and just for creators like us?
You're gonna have to ask me that one more time.
I got to drink his water real quick.
Give him the floor, guys.
That's a big one, bro. Because
for
I
real.
feel like I've been preaching it for so long.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna ask it one more time. What do you think Salt Lake City and Utah as a whole needs in terms of growing the city's potential for us as creators?
I feel like a stronger community, more love.
Always.
I feel like, dude, we have so much potential out here. So many
have
sick
really cool people,
ass
man.
artists, bro. Like, but I really feel like it's not like it's biased out here. It's like it's just it's selective, dude. Like we only have like little communities. It's also because like the population density. You know, it's like
Yeah.
we don't have that 500 people willing to show up, or that even 100 people
Yeah.
to show up sometimes, you know? Like that's why like I did those events, dude.
Yeah.
'Cause I know that if I invited 15 vendors, they invited 2 different people, and two people showed up, you know, we have close to 100 people type, you know? So it's like that. We don't have where one vendor realistically could pull that yet. We don't have one artist that could pull that yet. We're close. Vice is doing it. Vice is doing those art nights where they're
the
doing
art galleries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the alley in the back.
Yeah.
Dude, like little backstory, that was my driveway for 2 years, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just being like literally that back alley.
Yeah.
That's a energy vortex. It's crazy back there, bro.
Yeah.
With
It
what
really
they,
is.
They got so much have so much potential over there, dude.
Right.
You know, we have so much potential, but it's just it's a melting pot. It's a crab pot, bro. People tearing people down. You know, we need more love and more community. You know, like more connection. And it's like the events that Nimbus has put on, the events that we've all been involved with.
Right.
You know, like those. We need more of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, dude, there's so many dope creators.
I feel like $1 in a Dream was that for me.
Yeah.
Just that realization of like, wow, this is like, I want to do this all the time.
Yep.
Like, I need this all the time.
Yep.
There were so many people in there. A lot of people had showed up. So many vendors, creators, artists, whoever, bro.
Yeah, dude, and having the live hip hop going on and just all that, dude. It's like we just lack that glue. I don't know what that glue is yet, that adhesive. But
Why do you think we have that kind of negative stigma in Utah. Like people
We're
just
small.
can't click.
We're
Yeah.
small. Everybody knows everybody.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And their mama.
Mhm.
And like, people got their head up in the air, bro. Their head up their ass, just nose in the air. People are snobby. People think they're fucking just because they got a couple thousand followers. Sometimes people think they're the shit. You know?
Yeah.
People don't realize their shit stinks out here.
I
feel
can
like.
see that too.
It is a popularity
Yeah.
contest in Utah, as
It
you can
is.
tell.
so small, bro.
It's
Like,
hard, man.
Even when we get restaurants open, like when Jack in the Box, dude, I don't know why any restaurant or like fast food should have a 3-hour line. You know, but
Not at
Utah
all.
loves doing that shit.
It's
You know,
disgusting, bro.
it's a popularity contest. That's all Utah is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what. And that's. I think it kind of sucks for the younger generation that gets to come up to and that wants to do this stuff. They also see that their friends are just following these certain people, and they're like, and that's what they're trying to fit in and mold
It can
themselves
be
into
a
other
little
people.
discouraging. for
Yeah.
sure.
Just go out there and do it. And like,
Yeah.
100%.
because once you break out of Utah, like Utah is coming up, and I tell the story all the time about how I was in San Francisco. We had went
We're
for our
always
first time
5
in
years
2013.
behind.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I sat down with the guy, and he's like, "Where you from?" I'm like, "I'm from Utah." And he goes, "Oh, that's the next Silicon Slope." And I was like, "What? What is that?" Like, I'm only 21 years old, and I'm like, I'm barely breaking into like trying to figure out if I want to make clothing or if I want to work a 9 to 5.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
And when he said that, he goes, "In the next 10 years, watch, you guys gonna have one of the biggest cities, the biggest growth in cities, and you're gonna catch up to everything,
And we're almost there.
dude."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
dude,
I've been
that's-
saying that.
So
I've been
close.
saying that
Yeah,
since
yeah.
I've been in my backyard making clothes, dude. I tell my boy, I'm like, dude, the fashion's so close. You know,
Yeah.
like, we need to just continue to
No, we're
learn
getting
and
there.
grow.
We're
Yeah.
getting there for sure, and it's nice to have different people and different creators from different communities come on because, like what you said, it seems like we don't have that adhesive, but I feel like I hope Off the Menu is really trying to do its part by trying
It
to
is.
create that
It
glue
is.
and that adhesive for
Yeah.
it because we everyone seems like the cool kids and things like that, but when we come on here, it's just like
Yeah.
the walls come down
Raw.
and everyone's like,
the
super
raw.
cool about
Yeah,
it,
for
right?
sure.
So I'm hoping that we as Off the Menu are kind of doing our part for the community and
I
trying
believe
to
it.
trying to bring that all together,
100%.
bro, for sure.
100%. I feel like we try to do the same thing with our events. You know,
Yeah, because the one thing I liked about what you guys were doing when you first started, like throwing events, you always threw it with people.
Yeah.
You said, "Come, put up your clothes, come kick it with us, and bring your people." You know,
Yeah.
and
And
that's
not
why.
only that, you asked for nothing in return.
No,
Exactly.
Nothing in return.
And
That's true.
I kind of took that when I was inviting like people to come to our pop up. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna charge anyone. Just come and kick it. Bring your table. Bring whatever you guys want to bring.
bring
And
the energy.
let's-
That's
let's
energy is
bring-
currency.
That's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
and when it starts to burn off, people start to realize that you're lifting your foot off the pedal. So we got to keep moving forward with
Yes,
it.
sir.
That's what it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Keep using that energy and keep reburning it, so we
Yep.
keep
Yeah.
moving forward.
Organize your movements.
Exactly.
Yeah,
all day,
Organize your
stay in
Yeah.
motion.
Hell yeah.
Always in motion, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Aim. You got to have aim. Always in motion.
I like that, man. There's so many gems.
So
in
funny.
this
There's
rap.
like beef
Yeah.
when you in
I'm not even gonna
basketball.
lie. I'm not even gonna lie. I confirmed that today. That's like what our motto is. I was like, you know what? It always in motion abbreviated is AIM. That's so ill. Like I was telling him today. I
Bro,
was like,
you better put that on a hat.
Oh,
with
it's
the
already
little-
done. It's
with
already
the,
on.
with
Hey,
the AOL emoji, the AIM guy.
Stupid.
He's always in motion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that fool's always in
There you
motion.
go.
Check that
Right.
shit
Cease
out.
and desist.
I already got. Hey, yo, I already have that design though. No lie. Let's go.
Y'all
dog.
crazy, bro.
We're giving out too much right now.
Cut that. Yeah, it's fire.
One thing that I always admired about you, bro, from the jump, like I said, you used to like you're a man of community, right?
For sure.
You're always motivating and uplifting people. But one thing that I see you doing a lot of is always helping or trying to give back to the community. right?
100%.
And I've always admired that about you. And you do this coat drive. I feel like you've done it annually
Yep.
for like the last.
But get it right.
three,
Yeah, before
4
we had
years.
organized movements.
Yup.
Yup.
I feel like you're always doing cool shit like that. And I know you're about to do another coat drive now.
Yes, sir.
And you
Yep.
actually asked us to be a
Currently,
part
right
of it.
now, we're doing a food drive till
Wow.
November 17th or November 15th, November 17th. We're doing a food drive, trying to get together 100 food boxes. So that's like turkey stuffing, everything, like the whole meal for a family,
Yeah.
We're trying to feed over 100 families this year.
Wow.
We'll be set up on November 17th over at Taylorsville High School,
Oh, hell yeah.
giving those meals out. But right now we're taking in donations, and we will be rolling out that coat drive as well. So winter supply
dope.
drive. We'll do blankets, winter supply hygiene products, just kind of, prepare our homeless for the weather, because it is no joke out there. I mean, we got a little taste of it a couple days ago, about a week ago. We got a taste of it. It got cold, like 28 degrees. So
Yeah.
There was snow in one of the mornings last week.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting it.
That's dope.
It's on the
bro.
way.
Yeah, it's coming.
Shout outs to you for doing things like that to help out the community.
100%.
All that shit will come back full circle too. And thank you for getting us involved in it. And
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah.
we super appreciate that, bro. And if you want to give a little bit of detail right now while we kind of have the floor on
So
exactly
the
what's
code drives
gonna be.
we're still working some details out, like some drop off locations and stuff like that. But for the food drive right now, the food drive drop off locations is Mac Wills, I believe they're in West Valley, and then Organized Movements, which is our location. We're taking donations until the 15th. So we have freezers, we have all that stuff. So you bring us turkeys, bring us whatever, canned goods, anything.
Perfect.
And yeah, man, just
You guys also have funding for it, or it's just the donations?
Nah, just donations.
Okay,
bro.
okay.
Just-
Well, we're gonna
Just straight off donations.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tua. He runs KOA security. He's the oos right there, man. That's the family. He's just been doing it. He's been doing giveaways and doing all that. So
That's
giving back
dope,
to the
man.
community.
That's
He
dope.
works with the Boys and Girls Club and stuff like that. So it's
yeah, that's fire.
definitely dope to be able to work with him as well and be a part of that community that he has as
For
well.
sure,
So
man. For
Yeah.
sure. That's
You guys here first. This episode's gonna be out
Yup.
this week on Wednesday. So be there, Taylorsville High School next week on the
sir.
17th.
yes, sir.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, that's next Friday.
Yep.
Anything
Right.
you guys have, canned
Donate
goods,
everything.
turkeys, anything that you can.
We'll be there early in the morning.
Yeah.
I swear, I think last time we were there 7, 8 a.m. if I'm not mistaken. But
I'll
we'll
post
be doing,
everything in the
give out-
description.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll get the flyer posted
Yeah.
up and all the details.
Good, bro.
So
Shout outs to you,
Man,
bro,
that's
for
fire.
Thank you.
doing
Appreciate
good
you.
in the community and shit, bro. We super appreciate. I'm sure everybody appreciates you.
Just
for
keeps
doing shit
everything
like that.
moving.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all day with it, bro.
yep.
Going crazy. You have your hands, in a lot of different things. You have your own brand.
For sure.
You have your own manufacturing business. What's next for you, brother? Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I gotta talk to the right guy. You guys had him on here, but I gotta talk to the right guy. I want to go into food, bro.
Michael
Oh,
McHenry.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
I
guy. That's
got-
the man right there.
I got. You guys would love what I got.
Can you let
guys-
out any details, or is it on the hush hush right now?
Hibachi food truck, bro.
Going crazy.
Oh shit!
Bachi Bros.
I did not expect that.
Bachi
bro.
Bros.
That's
Bachi
hey yo.
Bros.
I'm telling you, I love Utah, but we do not got the food scene that every other state's got, dude.
Yeah,
I love LA. I did a lot of traveling the last few years, man. And I fell in love with just being a foodie. I'm a small guy, but I got a fat kid in me, man. I love my food. So
I wish I was the opposite,
dude. if you ever go to LA, or man, hibachi, what's it called? Bachiyaki. Bachiyaki is so fire.
Bachiyaki,
Yeah, not Benny Hibachi, but it's hibachi poppy. That shit's fire too.
Okay.
They just do pretty much the same thing as Benny Hanna's and all that shit, but in a food truck, and it's dude,
Really?
Was the one outside round 2?
outrageous.
Yeah, it's outside round 2.
Yeah, they've been out there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Interesting.
They're
Yeah.
out in Miami. When me
Yeah.
and Zach went to Miami and I saw that truck, it was over with, bro. I told that I got the food truck driver's info and I was like, dude, I'm gonna get you guys every day I'm here, dude. That shit's no joke, man.
It's true, man. That's dope.
Food, I love the way it hits the soul.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty
I was
fire.
gonna ask too because I was like, "What is your dream project?" Would you say that's kind of what it
Shit,
is right now?
I don't know, man.
Because the only
I
reason
be
why
dreaming every day, dude.
Yeah.
Now I'm dreaming of making different products. I'm dreaming of my stuff selling out. I'm dreaming of
course.
working with all sorts of different people. I'm dreaming of getting out of Utah for a little bit. All of it.
I'm gonna pray for you too because I know you would love that Warner Brothers license to use their stuff.
That'd be so sick, bro. Oh man, one day.
Because that's my dream too. I was like,
As long as we continue to build our community and get that support and sell our products out, we're going to do just fine and be able to do those types of collaborations
Exactly.
and do that type of work. That's what it takes is building the community and getting the support from our community on each
course.
collection and drop that we do.
100%.
It's that shit is what gets us to work with other dope artists or people that they may have seen on TV, just whatever, man. Just that support from our community pushes us and advances us to get to that point.
help us get fucking Marvin Martian, dog. Let's go.
Going crazy.
The licensing at least.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell
I'll
you,
dig for that tea. I got you.
I'll tell you what, bro. You got our support over here, brother. All day.
Appreciate y'all.
Whatever
You
we're
already
in,
know.
you're in it too, bro.
You already
All
know.
day with it.
I already know.
All day, bro. We got time for maybe one last question, bro. Or not really a question, but we do this segment on the show called the Chef Special.
Okay,
That's usually where we let our guests just give some free game.
man. Just stay moving, dude. Like it's like
Yeah.
life is hard no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but it doesn't get easier. You know,
Right.
like it's just find what drives you, find what makes you happy. You know, and fucking grind for that shit.
Move with it.
Move with it.
Move
Like
with
I
it
love my
always.
family. I love my grandma. I love every single one of my family members. I love every single one of my friends that I work with. You know, and I grind for that shit.
Right.
You know that shit's what fuels me. Just
All day.
continue to keep going. Just go.
Just go.
You know what
All
I mean?
day,
like
man.
fuck, dude. Just don't stop working.
Always in motion, man.
Always in
Always
motion.
in
Find your
motion,
aim.
man.
Find your
Yeah,
aim.
Find your aim, man. Going
It's like-
crazy.
But I would like to thank you, Mo, for being on the
course, bro.
podcast.
Thank you
on
guys.
Yeah.
You guys,
episode
yo,
37.
I love every single one of you guys. You guys are so dope.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you,
know.
man.
No, it's true. But like when we started getting back into it, and when we linked up, and I was like, man, I have to like work with him. Like I have to, like
Yeah.
you may have not known it was me like messaging you through our like off the menu or more about nothing stuff.
I don't think I did.
Yeah,
Mm.
but see, it's like because I was the whole entire time I was like, man, I need to have these certain people at this
For sure.
right now because they're the ones helping build a community, and I want to
Yeah.
be a part of what they're building. Like you doing the coat drive, the
Killing
food
it,
drives,
yeah,
and all
bro.
that stuff. That's only gonna build everyone else around us.
100%.
And once everyone starts seeing that, everything just takes off from there.
Yeah, bro.
Right,
We
bro.
see you, brother. You
Yeah.
know, we
Thank you.
definitely see you, bro.
See you guys too.
And that's why we love to have good people like you who are doing positive things in the community here at Off the Menu, even at our More About Nothing events and shit, bro. So
Mhm.
you know, you always got a spot with us.
It's
Bro.
always love, bro.
Yeah.
Always love.
But thank you once again
Thank
for
you.
having me on the episode. That was episode 37 Off the Menu podcast. Check out Organized Movements. Well, IG. You got other stuff?
Yep. Instagram.
I'm gonna get all
Facebook.
your stuff and just throw it on the description
Gotcha.
because
Yep.
then you,
Right here.
you got a whole tree going on right now.
Right
we gotta
here. Got
right here on the
organized
bottom.
movements, the source.
Linktree will be at the
Everything
bottom.
right here.
Always
yeah.
going crazy. Organized Movements, the source, Off the Menu, going crazy for y'all. Always. Thank you.
Yes.
Peace. Love y'all. Always stay in motion. Motherfucker.